What's going on YouTube? It's Chris from Out West with Chris, and I'm back with yet another Alpha Outpost subscription unboxing. This will also be an unboxing for Prepper Gearbox. As many of you know, Alpha Outpost has pretty much acquired Prepper Gearbox. And essentially, if you're a Prepper Gearbox subscriber, you get to look forward to this minus one or two items every month. So it's going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. This box is the November 2016 shipment, and the theme is the Feast. Before we get going into this, I'm going to provide a link down in the description below to two videos. I did a year-long overview of Alpha Outpost. I was a subscriber from the very beginning, and it was a crazy year. Full of frustration, some good things, some really poor things. So if you are a subscriber to Prepper Gearbox, or you're thinking about getting an Alpha Outpost subscription, take a look at that, and that'll give you a taste of what you can look forward to. Alright, so let's get down to the main event and let's unbox the Feast. I'm hopeful that there are good things in here. I really am. We've got two decent boxes in a row, so it's been a major improvement over some of the junk we were getting throughout the summer. I have no clue what's in the box. All I know is the theme is the Feast, so let's get opening. The Feast. I really hope this is not a rehash of the barbecue and chill. Okay, they're saying this is a $97 value box. You get your awesome cartoon, some tips, signs of a toxic plant, prepping a cedar plank. If there's a cedar plank in here, that could be cool. Common edible berries, mushrooms, and plants. Man. Mushrooms are tricky. I would, if I was them, I'd really stay away from, even talking about mushrooms. I did a video, didn't ever post it, and it's about a really easy to identify mushroom. It was an edible plant video, and I didn't post it just because, somebody who doesn't really pay attention walks out in the forest, sees a mushroom that looks similar, and eats it, and then I get sued. Not worth it. So I'm kind of surprised that they would put themselves out there like that. But, this is good information right here, actually. Cattails, violets, a couple of recipes, pheasant kebab, pig stew, fried snake. Cool. There's some decent information in there. But before you go eat any plant, you want to make sure that you know what you're eating. You get a coupon thing to a company called Primus, Scandinavian designed camping stoves and essentials. First off, you have a stove. This is a Primus classic trail stove. So it's the style that you would screw onto the top of your fuel. I don't know if it's a white gas fuel, but it could be just propane. So, this is going to go on like that. You have a little valve right here. This screws onto the fuel. But cool little burner. Pretty light. Alright, so you get a gas stove from Primus. Doesn't look like a bad item at all. Next up, you get a knife. The Feast knife. So, I believe this is the Feast knife, and it's interesting. There's some wood inlay on it, but it's a heavy bastard. Again, no real marking to tell who made the knife. It's an interesting design. I don't know. It feels really clunky. It has a flip, kind of like a thumb assisted opening. They're valuing it at $40, and I say bullshit. Another $9 knife that they're saying is $38. This is the CRKT Swindle. This is a $40 to $50 knife. This is not. This is fat, it's huge. I don't know. It fits okay in the hand, but it's freaking heavy as hell. I don't know what the deal is. You have a hole in the blade here. It's kind of an awkward blade shape. You have a lanyard hole at the end. It just feels weird to me. I know it's gonna look cool to some people in that younger crowd, but I'm not super impressed. Again, the fact that they're saying it's a $38 knife pisses me off, but it is what it is. So here is a this could be a cool item. This is a feast utensil. Have a knife day, see you spoon, fork off already. Okay, so you've all seen these. They're saying this is worth $13, and that's probably more accurate than saying that knife is worth what they said it was. So you get, a spoon, a knife, or a spoon, a fork, couple of other tools, and this one has a knife. So I can see some usefulness in this. If with heavy use, I don't think it's going to last too long. If you're a backpacker, you're probably not going to dig this because it's kind of heavy. I can see myself using that in the future, so I'm not going to throw it away or kill it with an axe. $13 value, I think that's actually fairly reasonable for that. So here you get some skewers for your pheasant kebabs. Metal skewers, $4 each. Just little metal skewers. So here you get some Tony Chichere's original Creole seasoning. I'm actually kind of happy about this. I like seasonings, so I will be able to use this. They're saying the value here is $3.50. Man, that sounds reasonable to me. $3.50 for this, quite a bit in here. You got 8 ounces. So I'm gonna say that's pretty cool. You get a little knife, stainless steel knife made in China. I really don't know what the point of something like this is in a box. It's moderately sharp. It's a chopping knife, but you can find this at your average dollar store for 99 cents. You probably could get 2 for $1 at a 99-cent store. They're saying it's worth $5. They probably paid 10 cents for this thing. It's pretty disappointing. This is junk in my opinion. I don't really know. I mean, I wouldn't take this backpacking with me to use as a knife for prepping a meal. Wouldn't put it in my camper or any of my kits. It seems like it's pretty flimsy metal. I know I could break it right now. There you go. Broken. Okay, so here we have they're calling it a cutting board and cedar cooking plank. So basically they're saying prep your food on this and then cook your food on this, which really wouldn't work if you know anything about cooking on a cedar plank. This doesn't really smell like cedar. Doesn't really look like cedar. Yeah. You don't want your cedar plank to burn. You know, if you're cooking a salmon on here, you don't want the damn thing to burn. You want it to smolder, okay? So you need to soak your cedar planks before you barbecue with them or cook with them. I suppose you could use this as a cutting board if you wanted to. So I don't know why you would carry this with you on a camping trip or anything like that. There's a lot better options than to carry something like this. But if you like this, you know, you could put it in a junk drawer and pull it out and, you know, cut some cheese on it and, you know, make a little cheese and meat plate and serve it to your city folk friends when they come over to have a little wine tasting at your house. So here you get some Esbit fire tabs. That's pretty cool. These are definitely usable. It's kind of odd they'd put a non-Esbit stove in with Esbit fire tabs, but oh well, I'll use these. And last but not least, you get a patch. And I'm guessing that this is a leftover patch. I have no idea what this has to do with the theme. At least it's not an Alpha Outpost patch. If they had put that, one of the old Alpha Outpost patches in, I would have been pissed. I don't know if there's supposed to be a special feast patch, which would be kind of stupid too. Anyways. So, I guess to sum it up, the feast is okay. It's not a total epic failure or a waste of my time. The stove, the Primus stove, looks like it's an okay item. The seasoning looks like it's an okay item. The Esbit tabs, those are cool. This is okay. You know, it's alright. The skewers are kind of, you know, just filler. I guess I could use these for something, so they'll work. They'll be okay. But I mean, I wouldn't have gone out and bought these for 25 cents if I saw them at the dollar store. This little knife is a piece of shit. Way overrated in value, and I don't really see the quality level to even dream of it being close to a $40 knife. And you know what? I'm looking at this right here where they have this grind. See this grind right here? On both sides. And I'm wondering if they had their logo right here. If they had this knife made up in advance, their logo is right here. And they finally clued in to people saying, take your damn logo off stuff. And so they went and they ground it off. And that's what you're left with. This funky looking blade that has a new grind on it. I almost think that that's probably what happened. I mean, if you guys have any other theories on what could have happened there, you let me know. You know, I hate to compare, but not really. I like to compare. This is a $40 to $50 knife, the CRKT Swindle. You know, you can probably get this for 30 bucks in different places, but this is, you know, a nice knife. This right here is not a nice knife. Nice knife, shitty knife. Nice knife, shitty knife. Stated value 38. Stated value, you know, anywhere between $30 and $50. This is the last box I'll ever get from Alpha Outpost. To all of you Prepper Gearbox subscribers, this is what you can look forward to. You tell me how this is going to help you in a prepping situation. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up. And that's going to wrap it up with me and Alpha Outpost. Good riddance. If you are a Prepper Gearbox subscriber, I feel bad for you. I really do. And I'll be doing some giveaways in December, so be sure you're subscribed and paying attention. If you liked the video, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe. And as always, thanks for getting out west with Chris.